What's up, Gemini? You know, I was even gonna play a song for us this month. Sorry, it's never rising. Sorry, they always leave out the left eye part, and that's like one of the best parts. So let me give you something to think about. All right, I'm gonna stop. What's up, guys? I'm Chris. Welcome to your October Taroscope. So like I was saying before, I was even gonna play a song this month for Gemini. I just got done doing the Sagittarius reading, and this song came on, and I was like, big Gemini mood. Big Gemini mood, right? And now that's not even just saying, like, we're not disparaging the people we've dated or the situations we've been in. We're not, you know, if you've worked a job that was less than what you could do, if you dated people who, you know, could have been good relationships, but through it you learn something more about what you want. To me right now, the song is about self-worth. Haha, no scrubs, yeah, right? I mean, it's not that much of a joke, right? But it's really about saying, like, who are we, Gemini? What are we standing for? What are we accepting? In how many ways have we lowered our standards because of how other people have been making us feel? You know, Gemini has such a reputation for being very arrogant. We can get a little arrogant when we're feeling ourselves, right? But really, at the core of Gemini's spirit is lots of wine. Not lots, I wouldn't do that, but a nice little edge off is nice to do these readings, right? To do the Gemini reading, anyway. The point is, we are a sign that really values validation. We need it, we crave it, we desire it. We need to be told how great we are. And what I'm getting at with that song and what is making me feel about our energy this month is that we're maybe moving now more into a place of self-validation, of knowing who we are, of knowing what we're worth, of knowing, like, the situations that we've been through, whether it's people we've dated, whether it's, you know, people talking shit about you at work, whether it's whatever, someone in your life just generally making you feel down. October is the month where we're like, nah, we good. We don't need anything from nobody. The point when you can say no scrubs is because you're not desperate, you're not attached, you don't need somebody, you're willing to go alone, maybe? You're willing to, you know, not have something subpar for the time when you get the thing that you want and that you're ready to get the thing that you want, right? So here's the way this is going to work real quick, Gemini. We're going to lay a couple cards. We're going to start out with what we're coming into the month with, about roughly 4 cards to take us through the month, and then 1 card as an outcome. We'll pull a rune card at the end to see what actions we could take next, and some clarifiers along the way, right? All right, so let's jump into it. So, like I'm saying, self-worth, self-validation, kind of just knowing that we're the shit on our own, and not in a way where you have to be pompous. Judgment. We've been going through a lot of shit. We've been changing, we've been transforming, we've been growing, we've been evolving. It's been uncomfortable. It's been scary. It's felt at times bleak. But we're coming into this month now hearing that call to something greater. This means to me that the worst is past. This, in a figurative way, is like when you're sick and your body dies and now you're being called to heaven, right? It's like it's past the death, it's past the part of pain, and now it's into the period of transcendence, of moving forward into something greater. So Gemini, are we willing at this point in our lives to suffer loneliness? To not have scrubs who are going to tear us down in our lives? Yeah. Are we willing to stay up late? To work on the things that we love and are passionate about and want to make like the rest of our lives built on? Our careers, our financial future? Yeah. Eight of Wands. Can you say ready to go, Gemini? It's like this pent-up energy. It's like there's been all this shit that's been weighing us down for so long. That's been heavy. And something in the past few weeks has let us come out of that. I don't think it's just something. For me personally, Mars going direct was a big deal. Mars retrograde was very frustrating, the opposite of this. Now we have lots of things going forward for us. Jupiter's going forward now. Direct, rather. So there's this big rush now, Gemini. There's this burst of energy. There's this sense of like, ready to go. Not only are we hearing the call, but we're pursuing it. That's what my little diatribe was before about doing the hard stuff, right? We're not sitting around complaining about our love lives anymore, right? As we're moving into October, we're learning about how to be okay with being single as long as we have to be, and also how we like to date, what we're looking for from other people. If you're looking for love, right? If you're in an established relationship, like what you expect from your partner, what do you expect from your relationships? This is a serious leveling up. How interesting, huh? How I start off the reading talking about being subpar, lowering our standards, and then what do we start off the month with? The card of elevation and transcendence and moving to the next level. And we ready for it. I think a lot of us have been in this mode, this hermit mode, right? Gathering our thoughts, collecting our energy, maybe being a little isolated from people. Ooh, what was that? I like the way there was like a glow on the screen. Anyway, so moving into the hermit. Moving into this place where, again, I feel like this sense of being willing to go without, seeing the bigger picture, understanding all the shit that like we shouldn't be carrying that's just weighing us down. This is exactly what we're going to be dealing with in Venus retrograde in the next coming months, right? An evaluation of what works for us and what doesn't, what adds meaning, who adds meaning, who takes away, right? What takes away? And being willing to do the hard work that is involved with being like, nah, I'm out. That's what the hermit to me right now is. Gemini energy. Like, this shit together is like Gemini being like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to. My grandmother's a Gemini like me. And she told me something when we were younger. Me and my brother. She's like, you always want to date somebody with a degree. My grandma was big on college. And if you walk into their house and they don't have degrees hanging on their wall, she's like, remember, you've always got your right hand. That's my grandma, but this is what I'm getting at, right? That's such a crude way, but also like adorably grandmother Gemini way of just saying shit, right? That's what I was getting with the Hermit, right? Always got your hand. Now let's look at that figuratively, right? In the bigger picture, right? You don't need the shit you've been telling yourself you need. You need something, right? He's seeking. He's going out into the world. He's pursuing, right? He's lit up. He's got that lantern. He's feeling, maybe people are even telling you guys, how you've been acting, how they're seeing you, and it's inspiring you, right? You might have people around you who are talking to you in a way that's invigorating and inspiring and being like, yeah, bro, you could do better. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, I can. I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need that. Who needs sleep? Who needs a relationship for the sake of not feeling lonely? Doesn't mean you can't have any relationships. That's, you know what I mean? But it's about the willingness to just be light, to move quickly, to almost be very unattached right now, which is interesting for Libra season, right? But one of the things about Libra season is Libra's a sign of partnerships, and you would think that that's what we'd want to get into in Libra season, but especially with the Venus retrograde, what we're doing is kind of priming ourselves for the relationships that we really want. Page of Cups. Are we priming ourselves, Gemini, for the relationship that we really want? For the relationship with ourselves, for the relationships with our career, for all of those things. But I mean, coming right after this, what I'm talking about, Page of Cups can be a lot of things. But right now, it's an offer of love. It's incoming love. It's a new relationship. It's a new feeling of affection. It's a new feeling of passion for, what you want to do in life. That's what the Venus in retrograde is doing in Scorpio, right? It's forcing us to go deeper. It's forcing us to say, why are we wasting our time with things that don't have meaning to us and don't serve purpose in our lives, in the bigger picture of our lives? So especially towards mid to the end of the month, Gemini, if you are a single Gemini, you might see relationship energy start to blossom. Possibly with someone of an earth sign persuasion, which I will say, Gemini, be fucking careful. I love an earth sign, but let me tell you, especially with our energy, they can be tough on us. Right? But point being is that if you are in an established relationship, then this is the bigger picture of your dreams, right? This is, what you want out of your relationship. This is what you want to pursue in your careers. I keep going back to relationships. I don't know why. I just saying that, so I'm going with it. I think this is going to be a month of figuring out our relationships. figuring out what you want, and kind of drawing enough to you that it's kind of easy to see. This Hermit is looking very clearly at this young fella right here. That's a little creepy, but let's not take it literally, guys, okay? It's the energies, the archetypes. But at the same time, he's looking, right? He's got his this is where he's headed. Could be with somebody a little younger, which is cool because our energy is very youthful, right? Someone very dreamy, and I don't just mean physically, I mean like romantic. Someone who, you know, has a big imagination, is very creative. Specifically water sign, I'm not sure. Let's clarify the Page of Cups real quick before we go on, because I want to know a little bit more about that. But I think that what's happening, this is all a result of the change we've been feeling. This is all a result of us being ready to move forward, to have more. Okay, so actually could be a water sign, right? Hangman represents Neptune, Pisces energy, right? So it could be potential Pisces energy in your life, which again, I say, be fucking careful. Pisces are difficult. Let me tell you, if you don't already know. Anyway, but what I do think with this Hangman coming up here, clarifying this Page of Pentacles, is that it's going to be unexpected. It's going to be something that almost you either wrote off or wouldn't immediately gravitate towards. This could be someone, and it's not even like, oh, they're not your type. It just comes out of nowhere almost. This feels, for some reason to me, very sudden. But like that hits you with this almost like meant to be fated quality. If you are in an established relationship, business opportunities here, I think. But like self-made, like this is creativity going. This is your imagination going. This is you problem solving for your career. This is you problem solving for your finances, right? That can apply to all people, right? Problem solving for your finances. Like getting yourself out of the muck of whatever you've been in, right? We start here where we're kind of past it and we're over it and we're moving forward and we're looking to the future and going out there and getting it. And now we hit this promise of something great. But now it's almost like there's still, through this promise of passion, of creativity, of romance possibly, right? I think romance for a lot of people washes off the muck that maybe you didn't even realize was still being carried. But like, this is almost like someone who is showing you so much love and affection, you didn't realize that you had all this baggage, right? Because you thought, you're like, I'm good now, I'm moving on, I'm fine, like I'm whatever. And then all of a sudden you're like, damn, I needed healing more than I thought. I needed emotional support in a way more than I realized. I needed somebody to get me out of this headspace I've been in, to get me out of this emotional space I've been stuck in. Because this is us, Gemini, right? We just think sometimes like movement is progress. It's not always the case. That was something that came up for Libra this month, right? And I think it's a characteristic again of the astrology of the month. is not confusing one thing for another. Not thinking that because you're stuck in this cycle of suffering and struggling that equals growth and development. Not thinking that you have to be in a stuck, difficult place to get the things that you want. Recognizing that like there's actually lots of abundance. To me, this card, it's like he's holding the cup up to the universe and saying, fill this cup. With those almost arrogance or entitlement of saying like, what I want, everything I want is out there and available. And I don't have to be stuck. I don't have to turn myself upside down. I don't have to do that to experience enlightenment anymore. I don't need to do that to experience something new and something better than what I've had. It's kind of like, okay, that hermit in the rags is cute and it's getting us somewhere, but now it's like, we can do more, we can do better. Knight of Wands in reverse. So my immediate thought here is that there may be some conflict or difficulty with specifically possibly a fire sign person. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? In a way that, frankly, I think Gemini is, not that this person is a scrub, but is kind of not having it. Because Gemini is now like, I know my worth. I know what I'm capable of having. I don't need, the Knight of Wands in reverse is like drama. It's petty bullshit. It's like little digs from somebody, you know? It's someone who kind of maybe even wants to hurt you on purpose. And this might have been something you already dealt with in the past, Gemini. So this person can't be around right now. The Knight of Wands in reverse just wants to hurt you. Look at the similarity almost even too, right? Look what puts you in this place. It's almost like they're looking in the same direction. They're positioned the same way. This person's attitude, ego, hostility puts you here. And we're saying no more of being here. No more of, because the Hangman, when he's in reverse, he's gaining perspective, he's gaining knowledge, enlightenment, all that stuff, right? But now it's like, nah, bro, time to turn him upright. Now, this is like, next. Okay, I did that. What's next? Where are we going from here? I got it. I learned the lessons. I got more woke. Now what? So do expect maybe towards the end of the month, I think, to either experience some sort of conflict with that kind of person, or to see like that person almost even becoming less of a presence. Because that reverse can also mean that like that fucked up energy is no longer getting to you. All right, I'm going to pull one more card to see how we're wrapping up the month. I did forget to say, I do have an autumn video where I recorded a forecast for all the signs that has timestamps in the video, where you can just jump to your sign, and that was pretty fun to do, so check that out. Private readings, bookings, link are in the description. I forgot to mention this to the other signs, but if you favorite items in my shop, you'll get an email with like a discount code, so you can get a discount on any reading you like. What else? I do have a link for PayPal donations. Anything that you would like to donate to help support the channel is very helpful and much appreciated. And then everything else in the description, you'll find the Instagram, cards I'm using, all that stuff, right? All right. And then Gemini, really wrap up the month. Emperor, in our power. This to me is power on multiple levels. This is the security with the self that we were talking about before. This is knowing worth. This is getting status. This is business success. The way that all of these other parts of your life almost kind of fall into place. As you kind of separate yourself from the things in your past that were making you feel heavy. Bottom of the deck, the devil. Has this not been where we've been, Gemini? I swear sometimes I channel through music. No scrubs. Again, we don't have to take that literally. We're not talking shit about people. If you want to talk shit about people, go ahead. None of my business. But the point is to say, like, the devil is toxic connections. The devil is the things that, like, take away from you under the guise of giving to you. You think you're getting comfort. You think you're getting pleasure. You think you're getting all the things you want. But meanwhile, this is the motherfucker who's actually getting what he wants. Because he's feeding on your energy. You're losing your energy. There's people who've just been taking from you. And it doesn't have to be malicious. It just means that you have to separate yourself. Separate yourself from anything that is taking away from you. Do you see the way, the progress here of this man walking in rags all the way to the end where now it's almost like he even has the same staff, right? Where now he's empowered. Now he's adorned with beautiful shit, right? All these heavy skins and cloaks and, you know, stuff like that. Power. See what happens when you're willing to say, nah, I'm good? When you're willing to go without? Is the Emperor maybe a little gruff in some ways? Sure. But he's connected to himself. And then you know what? In the rest of the year, you have plenty of time to have fun again, right? At the end of the month, we have Halloween. And then we're going into like the holiday season where it's festivities and fun with friends and family and blah, 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 right? So take heart, like, that with this healing comes power. And with that power ultimately comes real long-term pleasure, real satisfaction in life, real fulfillment. All right, Gemini, so I'm going to pull a rune card real quick here to see where we wrap up the month. Do expect a lot to happen quickly this month. Do expect that even if it's taken a long time for you to come to the place you're in now, from here, things start to accelerate. From here, dreams start to come true faster than you thought. Your words almost take on power. When you articulate your will, it's almost as if like you get what you want. And this is almost like the center of the reading to me, right? Knowing that you're worthy of happiness and love and everything you could possibly dream of. Yara. This is the rune of, that means year, and it's about cycles. It's about harvest. It's about reaping what you've sown. And this to me again is everything that we've been working on, Gemini, all the change we've been trying to make for ourselves in the past few months, all the difficulties. Now we're going to start to reap the rewards of that. Now we're going to start to see why we went through all the shit that we've been going through. Now we're going to start to see the gifts that come as a result of that labor, of that hard work, of the even if it was just emotional and mental hard work, we're going to see ourselves elevated. We're going to see ourselves moving forward. This is why I'm doing the signs this month by polarities, right? Opposite signs. Libra season, we're talking about balance, right? And I just did Sagittarius and I'm doing Gemini because for me, there's a sense of both of those signs being at a new place where there is an opportunity for being brand new. But again, being brand new in a way that is not like dismissive of what you've been through, but is actually like holistic in a way, right? Where it absorbs all your lessons and pushes you further to the next level, right? So Gemini, I would say this is also like an indication like to accept that you should have abundance. To accept that, and this is back to the self-validation thing, right? Not depending on other people to tell you what you're worth, what you should be making, where you should be living, like any of that, right? You just are taking care of your business. This is a good time to like spring cleaning, right? Or fall cleaning. Good time to start working out. It's a good time to, just investing in yourself is what I get here, like building. Because as much as you're harvesting from what you've already grown, you also have to plant what's to come, right? At least plan for what's to come, even if you're not planting things yet. Gemini, this is a really positive reading. I like seeing the way that there's this transition where there's just finally movement after feeling frustrated, after feeling oppressed, after feeling, like not enough. Of feeling like you have to seek validation and not getting it. And then just feeling like underneath that, all you get is struggle. But the times they are changing, and then leads to. So, you see my point? I think the rest of this year is going to actually be really festive and really happy for Gemini. Really connected to other people, to the right people, right? That's what's important to remember, the right people. All right, Gemini, well, I love you so much, and I'm so happy that I got to do this tonight. And I hope that everything that came through is exactly what you need to hear right now, and that you take heart that it feels like the struggle is not over, but it's sort of like the worst has passed. And if there's struggle ahead, it's really more in terms of like pulling yourself up by the bootstraps to do hard work as opposed to like trying to deal with like your emotional world anymore, right? Like that part of things has settled. And now it's time to like get down into your work and get down into your passions and build the life that you want for yourself. All right, guys, I love you so much. I will talk to you soon. You have a great October. Wish you the best. Bye-bye.